Hello everyone, my name is Rahul. In the previous video, we had discussed about various bases of classifying animals. In this video, we are going to discuss about an NCERT flowchart which discusses about broad classification of kingdom Animalia based on some common fundamental features. So the fundamental features that we are going to take up are organization level, symmetry, and coelom. Instead of jumping onto the flowchart, we are going to make our own flowchart. So, cellular level of organization and tissue or organ system level of organization. We will start with organization level. So, cellular level of organization is seen in poriferans, is seen in phylum Porifera. So, what type of symmetry do poriferans have? Yes, poriferans are asymmetrical. Poriferans are asymmetrical. And do poriferans have a coelom? No, poriferans are acoelomates. Poriferans are acoelomates. So, poriferans are acoelomates. They exhibit cellular level of organization and they are asymmetrical. Now, tissue or organ system of level of organization. Here, what type of symmetry can be present? Here we can have radial symmetry and we can have bilateral symmetry. So, which are the organisms who have a radial symmetry and also exhibit tissue or organ level of organization? Here we have phylum Coelenterata. Phylum Coelenterata. Now, or organisms who exhibit a bilateral symmetry, they can have three types of coelom. Either they can be acoelomates, either they can be acoelomates, or they can have a pseudocoelom, or they can have a true coelom. So, acoelomates with bilateral symmetry who exhibit an organ system level of organization or organ level of organization, we have platyhelminthes. We have platyhelminthes. And again, organisms with bilateral symmetry who exhibit organ system level of organization, we have Aschelminthes. Aschelminthes or nematodes. Aschelminthes or nematodes. Now, with organisms with bilateral symmetry who have a true coelom, we have various groups. We have annelids, we have arthropods, we have echinoderms, we have mollusks, we have chordates. This is how we can prepare this flowchart. This is how we can remember this flowchart. Now coming on to the NCERT chart. So kingdom Animalia, all the animals are multicellular. There are no unicellular animals. Now firstly we have the level of organization. First we have cellular level of organization. Second we have tissue or organ system level of organization or organ level of organization. Now in case of cellular level of organization, the organism is mostly asymmetrical. The organism is asymmetrical because we are talking about poriferans. So poriferans have asymmetrical symmetry, that is they are asymmetrical and they are acoelomates. Now organisms which exhibit tissue or organ system level of organization, they can have a radial symmetry, they can have bilateral symmetry. So radial symmetry who do not have a coelom, they are either coelentrates or ctenophora. When we will discuss about coelentrates and ctenophora, you will come to know that these organisms, these two groups, these two phyla, they share a lot of common characteristics. That is why if I say coelentrata, it automatically also means phylum ctenophora because their characteristics are almost similar. Now, organisms with tissue or organ system level of organization who have a bilateral symmetry, either they can be acoelomate, they can be pseudocoelomate, or they can have true coelom. So, bilateral symmetry without coelom, it is a platyhelminth. Bilateral symmetry with a pseudocoelom, it is an escalminth or a roundworm. So, bilateral symmetry with a true coelom, it can be either of these. So this is how you have to remember this flowchart. This flowchart is very important because You can get a lot of questions based on this flowchart. For example, if I ask you bilateral symmetry and true coulomb. So if you see this in a question, automatically you should think of these groups, that the organism in question should belong to one of these groups. Similarly, radial symmetry with no coulomb, you should automatically jump to these two groups. So in questions, these characteristics are going to help you a lot. If you remember this flowchart, if you remember this flowchart by heart, you can solve many questions, or at least get a hint about which organism, which group is the question talking about.